let's start with the big news, which is Benjamin Sesko, here we go. Fabrizio Romano dropped this, I say it says 2 hours ago here. Benjamin Sesko to Man United, here we go. Agreement club to club reached with RB Leipzig for 76.5 million euros plus 8.5 million add-ons. And Sesko has agreed terms until 2030. Sesko made it clear on Tuesday that he only wanted Man United. Deal now reality, and it will be a new striker for Ruben Amorim. I mean, we were talking about this before. I think this is a good signing for Man United. What do you...
Yeah, that's my initial thoughts. I think it's a good signing, and it's interesting as an Arsenal fan because we were heavily linked with Sesko, and here we are now. It looked like Sesko will be lining up against us in the first game of the season next week.
Exactly,
so it's quite ironic, really.
It's very funny, isn't it? Because obviously Man United, they were very heavily linked with Gyökeres.
Yeah.
We were very heavily linked with Sesko. We've kind of swung the pendulum, essentially. And we're on the other side now where it's like, wow, we've signed Gyökeres. They're about to sign Sesko. I mean, that is, it's big news for Man United. It's also like, where are they getting the money from to do all this stuff?
Yeah, well, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, we were being told that they were cash-strapped and they're having to sell this, sell that, and people are getting sacked from the club that have worked there for many years, and then they go out and spend money on
I mean,
striker.
Do you not remember where Sir Jim did that video where he was like, yo, we're basically broke.
We ain't got no money.
Yeah, he said, we ain't got no money. I'm not sure where the cash is coming from. But 85 million euros, essentially. That's a lot of money, man.
It's a lot of money. And when you consider as well, they've also signed in Mbeumo and Cunha. I think Sesko's a very good addition.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, we're probably going to come to it, but they're linked with Baleba as well.
Yeah. They're linked with Baleba of Brighton as well. I mean, I just think, it kind of went from like, they're linked to him. I mean, we've spoken about many strikers from Man United. Obviously, they're linked to Gyökeres, linked to Ollie Watkins, Nicholas Jackson. I mean, to get someone who's such a young, hot commodity in right now, I mean, it's a high price, but it might be worth it in the end.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the guy is obviously a very good player. He's only very young, so presumably he has a high ceiling.
Yeah. And
United, they've had that area of the team has been a problem for them. Højlund has not been productive in terms of scoring goals. So they will be looking at that and thinking, they're solving that problem. But even though Manchester United had an horrific season last season, they've had all sorts of problems. I think the one thing that this shows is that they are still a big, big club. I mean, I would say Man United are not far off Real Madrid. I would say Real Madrid are probably the biggest club in the world, but Man United can't be far behind. And what we're seeing now is that even the Man United, in a relatively dilapidated state, is still seen as a bigger project than Newcastle is. And also, and I made this point the other day on another show, is that a lot of footballers with egos will have that kind of saviour complex about them. They will be looking at Man United and think, okay, they've been garbage for the last couple of seasons, but I can come in there now and really be the difference. I'm sure that does, feature in a lot of these guys' minds, as it would do, They will wonder, they'll think, if I can help turn this around, I will be a hero for life there, what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think that plays into it as well. They would find the Man United a more attractive option.
Yeah, no, it's true. And just sticking on Man United, Carlos Baleba of Brighton. I mean, this is someone that shout out Dylan's been talking so much about. And to be honest, I've been saying to him as well, I think Man United's issue isn't like... I always said to Dylan, you guys could survive a season without a striker. I think Cunha and Mbeumo could do a job for you in those attacking areas. But what you really need is a midfielder. And now they've approached Brighton about signing Carlos Baleba, but apparently it's a very complicated deal. Brighton do not want to sell him, and it's seen as a very unlikely move. This is according to what David Ornstein said yesterday. I mean, if they get that off the ground, that's a fantastic signing.
Yeah, I can see that happening as well. I mean, if you're a believer and you're going from Brighton to Man United, not only that, you're seeing the types of profile and calibre of player that have been attracting recently.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that Man United proposition seems an extremely attractive one. And again, saviour complex again. You'll look at that and think, I can be part of that new project that's going to take United into that new phase.
Yeah.
It's very attractive, very appealing, and I would imagine he will go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where Carlos Baleba's from. I'm just gonna Google it, but he's Cameroonian. So wow, so he would have played with Mbeumo then. I want to say Mbeumo's Cameroonian as well. So I mean, that's
Onana's Cameroonian.
Yeah, exactly. There's they've got the links there as well. I mean, it's just whether he's gonna go there. I think if it happened earlier in the window, I'd be like, oh yeah, I think it would definitely happen. Brighton are a selling club, and knowing them, they'd be able to replace him quite well, as they've shown already. I mean, they lost Caicedo, they've replaced Caicedo with Baleba. Yeah. I mean,
their scouting network, it must be one of the best in the Premier League.
Yeah, it actually is.
Shadow of a doubt.
It actually is.
They're consistently able to turn out players. I mean,
you think about it. At the time, they got a record fee for Caicedo from Chelsea. I mean, that's been topped by Florian Wirtz now, but I mean, they're an incredible scouting club.
Yeah.
But it's whether now they might be looking at it like, the season starts next week. Can't afford to lose someone as pivotal, as great as Baleba. And as well, maybe they could look at it and be like, right, this gives us the opportunity to look for somebody else in that position, and as well maybe rise his price. Say to someone like Man United, if you want him, man, that's more money.
Well, Brighton have made no secret I've heard Tony Bloom talk on a number of occasions. He makes no secret of the fact that they are essentially a selling club.
Yeah.
But they do it with a purpose.
Yeah.
They bring players in for relatively low money. They spot the potential, bring them in, develop them, and sell them on for lots of money.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing cycle, and they've been very good at it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, obviously we're both Arsenal fans. I'm looking at that first game of the season, man. Like,
oh man,
it's already tough going to Old Trafford. It's always a place where we've struggled. We don't really have a great record there. But you now start to look at that team of Mbeumo, of Cunha, of Sesko, of potentially Baleba, Bruno Fernandes. You start to look at that team that last season was incredibly poor, just below average, really. And that's quite, that's probably a compliment to what they were last season. You start to look at that team now and say, this is actually a serious team, especially a team that's only going to play one game a week.
Yeah. And they've got that wounded animal syndrome. They'll be desperate to show they're not as bad as what they were last season. There's also a few subplots to that game as well.
Yeah.
When we play them, obviously the main one being the Gyökeres Sesko could be lining up against each other. Everyone would be saying, who got the right striker? And that's a massive, massive game, man. I can't wait for that game, by the way. That's a massive game. But there's a lot on that. There's a lot riding on that game.
I don't know who I'd be picking in my final one standing, man, but
I would lean towards Arsenal.
Yeah, obviously.
But it's interesting because previously when we spoke about this game, everyone was saying, the midfield of United is an area that they're quite poor in.
Yeah.
But if they're bringing Baleba, then obviously that addresses that. So, man, that's a massive game.
Yeah, Rastamouse sends in a super chat for you, Uncle Laurie. This is a bit zesty. Bro says, Laurie, you're very attractive and I watch because of you.
Who sent that?
Rastamouse. And he's got a picture of Cecil as his profile picture. That is so funny.